Hello everybody and welcome to the Adventures of Drawing. I'll draw a scene for you using a variety of pencils, a blending stump and an eraser. So without further ado, let's go right into this. Okay, I want to have a foreground right here today. Not too sure about that though actually. Maybe the foreground is more like down here like this and the other parts then, well, it's gonna be the foreground as well, but one layer behind the foremost layer. And then in the background, I want to have a couple of mountains. So I'm just drawing a zigzag line back there with a couple of flat zigs and zags. Not too steep here. You can make them steep like this, but I don't want to do that. Okay. And that's it. With those mountains, yep. Okay, I want to have some shadow areas to the right. Yeah, shadow areas to the right of each slope right here. Maybe this one's a lot flatter, like that, I think. Okay. Just drawing in a couple of those right here. Just going in there and I gotta sneeze again. Oh dear. Okay, I hope that's over with now. So I can continue drawing here. Okay. Now I'm gonna shade these shadow shapes that I've got in here. Just getting those shadows in. And I don't want to spend too much time on this background today, since the main attraction is going to be in the foreground again. Just making this so I've got a complete scene. Right there. And this one right here. Maybe I'll add a little bit of detail in those light areas. A little bit of structure, a little bit of shadows, right? Every now and again. Just like this. Okay. Next thing is the midground down here in this corner. And I think I want some trees to be down there. So just add some lines of trees below those hills right here. Maybe like this. And one coming up right here from down there, maybe like so. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is make those hills in the very distance have a little bit of a value. Having the terrain go up and down by making the upper areas a little darker than the lower areas, like so. Like this, right there. There's this one right here. Going down like this. And then we've got this last one down here. That ends right above those treetops. Okay, gonna go into those treetops as well now. Going to give them a little bit of a rougher structure. Maybe like this. And then right here also. And over here. Now I'll take the blending stump and grab that graphite from the trees. Make them a little bit smoother. And pull that graphite down towards the next line of trees. Separating those layers with a brighter area. Okay, but I want the treetops to be a little bit more recognizable, so I'm going in with the HB pencil again, and I'm just renewing them with a somewhat firm line, so those treetops stick out again and they don't wash into the other layers. I want those to be recognizable. Right here. Okay, you have to wait for me once more. Gotta take care of my nose right here. Okay, I hope it's done running now, so I can continue with this. Right, onto this part of the foreground right here. So there's going to be a tree in the middle. Maybe it starts growing right there, right here, and it's going to be very similar to the trees we had yesterday and the day before that. But of course, I want to change it up a little bit, so I'm just going to draw in the overall shape, the entire outline of the tree, which is going to be like this. But now I want to separate it. I want there to be parts where we can see through the foliage, and I'll do that by creating areas in the tree. Now, I have done this already a couple of times by just separating everything in smaller areas like this with ellipses and circles, but right now I want to separate it with different layers. So maybe there's one right here, I don't know, like this, and then the entire right part of that tree. Maybe that's a little large already, I don't know. But yeah, then we have another really don't know if that's going to work out. I just have to try it though. Okay. So we're going to have another layer maybe right here. I want them to overlap in parts, but not overlap in other parts. I really don't think this is going to work out though. I don't know. I'm just going to put this next layer in here. So it's going to be right there on the left part, which would leave this awkward hole in the middle, making the tree look like a donut. But you know what? This is just the first attempt at this, so it's going to fail anyway, and I'm just gonna go from there in the future. So I'll just complete that like this. So let's say this part right here is the one furthest from us. So I'm just going to start with that one to the right. Just going to give it a light gray value. Like so. I was thinking about erasing the mountains behind it, but I thought this would cover it up. Maybe in the end they're going to be covered up, and if not, that's the way this is going to turn out then. Okay, so then the next thing I'm going to do is maybe just give it an outline like this. Put those leaves in there like that. I'm not sure if I should follow the entire volume with this outline now. So what I'm going to try right now is just show the outlines that we can see. And that's all of them already. So the next thing I'm going to do is give it the next layer of cross-hatching, this next shadow layer, and with this, of course, I also don't know how to do it exactly, so I'm just going to go in the entire volume and cross-hatch that with this first layer of shadows right here, like so. And then I'll go in with the 3B pencil and create the next layer down here. And we've got another lower area down here, maybe like this. go in a little bit more though, all the way over here, like that. And then I can go in with another layer of shadows in the very lower edge down here. Okay. Don't know what to do next. So what I'm going to do is just go into the next layer, the mid layer of this tree, which is going to be this left one, and going in with the outlines right here, right there, going in a little bit. They go down here, and as those mountains back there disappeared completely into the shadow of the tree, I'm not going to bother erasing those either. Okay, so right there we've got the next layer, the first layer, so this is what can be seen as well. So there we've got our outline. I'm not sure about whether or not I should erase those areas for the layer behind it, but I mean up here it's going to be rather light, so we're not going to see those shadow bits from the layer behind this, so that has to go. Also right here, this has to go as well. Okay, there's our donut tree. Yeah, I would have to come up with more, with layers that have more holes for this to really work. I'm going to try and figure that out. But for now, I'm stuck with this, so I'll go in and give this layer the first shade right here. Going in there like this. And then going across the entire lower area. Only this upper area is what I'm going to leave with the first layer of cross-hatching. So up here it's going to be brighter, and then down here maybe I'll go vertically as well to enhance this value a little bit more, like so. Then I'll go in with the 3B pencil once more, and I'll make this lower area darker. Maybe in here a little bit, like this, and then down here. And the next thing, of course, is to go in perpendicular to that cross-hatching direction again with the 3B pencil and making this lower area nice and dark, giving it a shadow side right here, and I'm always leaving out those edges that are poking out with a lighter value, so I have to go in here and make sure those are really dark as well. Nose is still running, give me a sec. Alrighty. Okay. Now that that's done, I'll go in with the third layer right here. And this is the foremost layer, so we're going to see the entire outline of this. So I'll go around completely. I don't really remember or see where it is, but it was roughly here, like that, maybe like so. Okay, so I'll just cross-hatch this section and the lower area is going to remain dark, but this area is a top area, so it's going to have to be light as well, like this. Okay, maybe make a little bit more of a transition here. And then we've got this bottom layer right here already. Since we went in there for the first layer, I'll just extend this a little bit, maybe to this point right here, like so, and then I'll get the lower edge so that that's really dark as well. Okay, now this area is missing from the second layer. Just adding that. And you can see the three-dimensionality of those shapes. But it really looks like a little bit of a strange tree. Maybe this tree trunk is going in right here and we can see a branch in there like this and a couple more. So maybe let me make this darker with 3B pencil, the branch as well, like this. And while I'm at it, I'll just go in and draw the trunk as well. Just gonna make that dark like the other days. Like this. Okay. Right here. All right. Now I'm going to create some more detail in this tree right here by adding a couple more leaves and layers that poke out. Like this, maybe up here. In there and right here. And then we're going in with the 3B pencil in the darker areas so that those leaves are visible as well. In here and over there. Down here, make them point downwards. Okay. There we've got our tree for today. Now let's go in and fill in the ground right here. Just going in with the HB pencil and creating some areas right there, and this part of the foreground goes down right here, so we've got this whole area right there. Okay, let's maybe get all that a little darker. I don't want any bright parts poking out there today, so I'm just giving it all the HB value, like so. Keep that little detail with the 3B pencil, and then I'm going in here with the 3B pencil and I'm enhancing those details a little bit and making that edge up here more visible. So just a couple of zigzag lines going in here, maybe something a little bit like this, just creating some detail there. Same thing down here. In this foremost part of the foreground, relatively dark edge up here. And let's get all over this gray. Like this. Let's indicate some details with the HB pencil already. Like so. And then go in with the 3B pencil. Maybe needs a little bit more up here. And then down here. Like so. Going in like this up here, creating more of a separation between the layers by making this darker. And then giving this illusion of detail right here. Now let's maybe go in with a couple vertical lines right here, break this up a little bit and give some different elements in here. Something like a little bit of grass growing in here like this, and maybe like that right there. Just something down here. Maybe a little bit in here as well, like so. Something up here on this edge. Let's make some of those blades of grass stick out a little bit more, like so. Go in here again so it doesn't completely look like just a zigzag line. Make this go out of the frame maybe like so. And then go in down here with another thing like this. And there we go. That's our scene for today. So let's clean up the edges, shall we? Right here, over there. I really like not having the sky in here. I think that makes it a little bit more artistic and like we've abstracted what we see instead of just trying to copy what there is in nature. That's why you're not seeing me draw many skies those last couple of days. Maybe I'll go back to doing that someday. Maybe I won't, depending what I think works best or what I want to try. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this drawing. Hope you got something out of it. The inspiration or motivation to be creative yourself or get some other work done while you're watching the stream or the VOD. If you find yourself coming back to the channel, please consider subscribing, leaving the video a like, and dropping down in the comments to tell me what you think about what I'm doing here. Maybe if you've got some criticism, maybe some tips for me, my technique and composition, and my eye for detail is far from perfect, so feel free to tell me what you think I could do differently. So, with all this said, thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.